Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Alaim Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity. And those we putting the videos up throughout the week to feed the sheep. It's some quad from the Trumping NVA camp. And I'm going to get right into it. It's a video I'm going to play real quick, and then I'm going to get into the article, the actual article.
Across the Commonwealth of Virginia have passed Second Amendment sanctuary resolutions, including Tazewell County. But what does that actually mean? WVVA's Jay Burks explains.
What we're seeing around the state is just a wildfire of counties spreading across the state that are doing sanctuary counties, sanctuary cities.
But what protection does that give the residents of those counties? According to officials, the sanctuary resolutions are more like a symbol of opposition.
WVVA's Jay Burks explains.
What we're seeing around the state is just a wildfire of counties spreading across the state that are doing sanctuary counties, sanctuary cities.
But what protection does that give the residents of those counties? According to officials, the sanctuary resolutions are more like a symbol of opposition.
So it's almost more of a proclamation of what the boards are prepared to do. And I think the fact that they're all doing them throughout, the Commonwealth of Virginia shows the General Assembly on more of a local level what the feel and the will of the people may be.
And it's to send a strong message to our legislators, let them know that we don't want to see any changes in our gun laws. And so we're seeing county after county who's doing the same thing and passing similar resolutions to say that we do not want you infringing on our rights to have our weapons.
You can't simply present this in a court and say, Your Honor, I'm not guilty of possessing a firearm that the General Assembly has deemed illegal because my home county passed a Second Amendment sanctuary resolution. That's not a legal defense.
But a second resolution is providing the residents of Tazewell County with more protection.
Tazewell County also passed a militia resolution, which gives us some teeth to be able to act and do something if a law comes out dealing with firearms that we see as illegal.
The militia resolution gives Tazewell County the opportunity to challenge any laws it feels violate the Second Amendment rights of its citizens.
If the Virginia General Assembly passes these laws as they are written and the governor signs them, we have the immediate ability to challenge those in both the Virginia and the United States courts to challenge the constitutionality of those laws.
And if the laws do pass, Tazewell County is willing to do just that.
They're going to advocate, they're going to fight that as hard as they can, so hopefully that'll be heard in Richmond.
Here for you in Tazewell County, I'm Jade Burks, WVVA News.
The town of Bluefield is set to vote on its version of a Second Amendment sanctuary resolution at its December meeting tomorrow evening. We will monitor.
So this is the article I wanted to get into. It says thousands of cops, veteran supporters pledge to join militia in Virginia to combat unconstitutional laws. So it says cops and veterans. It says Virginia Monday morning law enforcement today reported on how Tazewell County, Virginia, is crafting a militia to defend the Constitution and the state. And within hours, we were flooded with thousands of emails from people across the states, police officers, veterans, and patriotic Americans who said they are joining. And it is a movement that's gaining traction across the state. So it says Roman wrote, I am a veteran. It's like I'm a Vietnam vet, ex-police, retired, and I am behind your idea 100%. Anything I can do, I would like to help. Another wrote, there had already been rumbling locally about a militia being formed last month. We started carefully and quietly, assembling patriotic Americans who are prepared to defend freedom at all costs. It says, here's the deal. Last week we reported on how lawmakers over in Virginia were threatening to use the National Guard if members of local law enforcement refused to enforce laws passed in the state that they felt violated the Second Amendment. That's what sparked things in Tazewell country, which said it isn't going down without a fight. On top of calling themselves a Second Amendment sanctuary country, they're also crafting a militia as well. The Virginia County has taken the movement that has swept across the state and added an element that is sure to trigger pro-gun grabbing politicians in the state. And this just so happened to be one of the states I'm in, right here, Virginia. And as you can see, these Edomites are trying to hold on to their blessing at all costs, as they say. It says, I live in Franklin County, which is voted down being a sanctuary city. It says being a council is democratic. A moonshine country giving up their guns is dumb. The South gave up their flag, their statues, and now they want their guns. Sounds like Hitler's Germany. Now, who are these people talking? These are the Confederate clowns. Because you see right here, they gave up their flags, their guns, their statues. Now they want their guns. I guess these Edomites decided, you know, this is where we draw the line. It says there had already been, okay, read that part. It says, this is not at all surprising to see, at 76 out of 95 countries, 9 of 38 independent cities, and 13 towns have adopted Second Amendment sanctuary resolutions. The second item on the agenda was proposition of establishing a militia in the country. When both of the resolution passed, the crowd cheered loudly in support of the decision. Also, the resolution didn't exactly pass by a small margin of voters were unanimous, with more than 200 cities standing by in support. The motion of the creation of the militia had already succeeded in an unofficial way based on the results of the survey conducted earlier in the month by country officials. The resolution in Tazewell country would remove funding for any law enforcement department that would infringe residents' rights to keep and bear arms. It says, yes, if the state wanted to combat the resolution, they could deny the country funding in areas other than law enforcement, or perhaps attempt to evict public officials from their held offices. Those are rather valid fears, considering this week's warning from the North and Congressman. It says, our position is that Article 1, Section 13 of the Constitution of Virginia reserves the right to order militia to the localities. Therefore, countries, not the state, determine what types of arms may be carried in their territory and by whom. So we are ordering the militia by making sure everyone can own a weapon. Thus, if anyone from the state tries to remove the sheriff from their elected office because they refuse to enforce unjust laws, those state officials will be faced with a lawful militia composed of citizens within the state. So basically what they're saying is, in Virginia, and these certain places in Virginia, You got cops, Edomite cops, so-called white people. They're gonna. You got the law enforcement that are down with the people bearing arms. So what's going to happen is if they don't enforce the laws of the gun control, the government can stop paying them money and or remove them from office. And then if they were to come and try to remove these people from office for not enforcing the gun rights, they be what they're saying is they'll be met with the militia, which is going to be of cops and veterans waiting to do whatever it takes to stop them from taking people out of the office. It's not enforcing these so-called gun laws and things like that. And these are Edomites to the T. And ultimately, this is going to these are going to turn into factions that are going to be in Jacob's trouble, that are going to spark the race wars and things like that. But the reason why Esau is so upset is because we know guns is his thing. Genesis 27:40, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. Sorry, 39 actually. It says, Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above, and by the sword shalt thou live. And this is how Esau gets by. This is how he lives. This is how everything he gets and establishes is made manifest through his sword, by the killing and the wars. This is his thing, and he's not going to part from it no matter what, because this is his right hand man. He will never ever depart from it if he has a chance. This is why these Edomites want to hang on to these laws. To these guns. Ultimately, they know without these guns, they can't defend themselves against Jakes. Even Jakes without weapons, they know they're not ready for that type of smoke. So they want to hold on to their guns no matter what. Because just look at places like Virginia, for an example. There's no violence here. What do you need a gun for? There is no violence here like Jake's. There is no Edomites on Edomite crimes unless he's like shooting up a school. But there's no immediate danger like in the hood whereas though you probably feel like you would need a gun. There is no immediate dangers in Virginia like that. So this is Esau just trying to hold on to his blessing, ultimately scared of Jake a rebellion. The second address 15. Sorry, 14. It says, woe to them. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. So the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Esau, like these militias, Esau's getting prepared. Jake is not getting a militia prepared for nothing. Jake is just living his happy-go-lucky life. Just living his best life, partying, drinking, smoking. Meanwhile, Esau is preparing militias. All types of factions and things. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. It says right here, that shall not regard their kings nor princes, and that goes into the government officials and presidents, things like that. And like they just said with this militia, you're going to have these militias actually standing up against whoever decides to come in. Okay, whoever wants to come in and try to take people out or take their guns, they're going to have militias waiting, standing by to fight.
Militia.
Okay, it says a military force that is raised from the civil population to supplement a regular army in an emergency. So this is what a militia is an army created by the civilians, so to speak. And this is what's going to happen. This is what Esau is mounting up right now on a local level, and they're all down for it. It says they were the votes were far and beyond what was needed. That means they was all down for this because Esau, he loves his swords, and he loves taking things in his own hands. Because, as a matter of fact, that was the spirit that was back then when they on plantation days. All the Edomites had the pretty much free reign to do whatever they want with their guns and whatever they want to do. The so-called niggas, they had that free reign, and they want that power back. But this is a prophecy right here. We already know these things are going to happen. We expect it. We are waiting for it, and we want to see it play out. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity, and those who be putting up videos up throughout the week to feed the sheep. Adawan, Ratazah, Thumb, Yakal, Shalom.